guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jessie. This is an immersive English learning channel. Let's practice IELTS speaking English with me. Let's go. So in my video, I'm going to talk about part 2 and part 3 of IELTS speaking exam. In part 2, I'm going to give you one example, and also you can find the script underneath. And for part 3, usually part 3 determines whether we can get a higher score or not. Usually the examiner would only give us like 3 or 5 minutes to answer 3 to 5 questions. But in my video, I'm going to try to extend my answer for the part 3 as much as I can, so I should give you more thoughts about how to answer part 3. Okay, let's go. For the part 2, the topic is describe a beautiful park in your city. Well, off the top of my head was a park that I visited 7 years ago in South Michigan. So 4 years ago, my friend and I decided to have a drive tour. We flew all the way to Chicago, rented a car, and drove all the way northward towards this beautiful area in South Michigan. In this town, there was a very beautiful park called the Windmill Island Park. And it was said to have some, Tulip Festival. So I wanted to pay a visit to this beautiful park. Well, it was early spring in the middle of the April, so it was quite chilly as the latitude of South Michigan was pretty high, I feel like it was a little bit freezing. However, I remember that it was a sunny day, so the glowing sunshine just kept us warm and cozy. So we took a stroll along the cobblestone streets, which divide the parks into the several gardens. Some of those gardens are open to the public, some of those gardens were private gardens, which was surrounded by fences preventing visitors from entering. However, we can still appreciate these beautiful flowers inside of those private gardens in distance. Well, I think there are 3 reasons why I feel like the park was breathtakingly beautiful. Well, I feel like the most important reason was that there were a variety of species of flowers and plants in this beautiful park. And, so even in each gardens, they have different species of flowers. Many of those flowers were in blossom. I really remember that there was a nursery. Well, we can see some rare species I never ever see before, and those rare species were preserved in this beautiful nursery. The signature flower species in this park were tulips and sunflowers. However, so we came to this park a little bit earlier, so it was still not the peak bloom season. So all those tulips and sunflowers were still in bud. But the staff in business center showed us some beautiful pictures this snap during the peak bloom season, so it was breathtakingly beautiful. It was literally like a floral sea that were countless numbers of tulips and sunflowers in different colors, in red, in purple, in yellow, orange. I feel like it was in the fairy tale, which might not exist in the real world. I feel like, next time, if I had a chance, definitely have to visit this place again during probably May or something like that. Well, the second reason I like this park is this park bears resemblance to the Holland. Actually, this place is the home to the working Dutch windmill, Amsterdam street organ, antique carousel, and several replica Dutch attractions as well, nestled among this beautiful park. I remember that there was a row of detached villas along this park, which were the home to all those local peoples and farmers in this area, and it was also well the visiting center design. Well, when we took a stroll in this park, we come across some, farmers, local people who irrigated and took good care of those flowers. They're quite friendly, I remember there were an old elder, who drove a truck, and when we passed by, he started to chit-chat with us. And all those people were wearing the ragged boots, a denim overall, and a straw hat. I feel like, they were integral part of this beautiful Dutch-style oil painting. This landscape is that gorgeous and quite lively and bright. Well, the third reason I like this park, probably just because I'm big on the tranquil ambience. Just imagine that when you enter into this park, the first thing you meet in the spot was the large windmill. The blade of the windmill was moving slowly, matching with blue sky and the beautiful sunshine. This place was quite soothing. And since this South Michigan was a sparsely populated area, let alone it was all peak bloom season, there were even fewer visitors around in this area. So when I browsed around here underneath the windmill, there was a Y-shaped creek. So when I crossed the bridge, I can even heard the splash of water and I spot some wild ducks paddle leisurely in the water, and I do really love this kind of feeling. I just found a bench and to sit on it, zone in a little bit, close my eyes, enjoy the sunshine. My five senses has been amplified. I can even hear, the giggling and the chit-chatting from far away, among those farmers. I can even hear the sound of footsteps when people stepping on the straw and on the field, making the scratching sound. I can hear the birds flying in the sky, and I can hear the winds caressing the leaves, making some wild noises. I think this kind of feeling is unforgettable in my life, in my heart. So maybe I think this reason I do really love this park pretty much. Okay, that is my sharing. Thank you. Okay, for part 3, the question is, what benefits can parks bring to a city? Well, sometimes, firstly, the park can really help us, to get away from everyday hustle and bustle of city life. So sometimes when you get really stressful and anxious and you just feel like you are harassed by the quite crowded and noisy environment and traffic around you, you desperately want to find some quiet, tranquil place where you can have a good rest and zone in a little bit. Just imagine that you can just find a really beautiful greenery where you can sit on the bench, enjoy the beautiful sceneries, close your eyes, enjoy the sunshine, and also look at the greeneries, and probably just feel like you could kick back, recharge your battery, burn off your stress. So park is really important place for all those city inhabitants who want to find a sanctuary for them, to get away from everyday lives and enjoy a little bit of more relaxing and leisure times. And the second reason I feel like park is quite important because there are some statistics showing that the coverage of the greeneries in a city determines whether it is a habitable area or not. For example, Hong Kong is one of the most habited areas in the world, as in Hong Kong 70% of the areas are greeneries, parks, and also in your city the Central Park occupied at least 30% of the Manhattan Island. So you can see that in all those metropolitans, they have a large coverage of greeneries in the city among the concrete jungles somehow. I think the major reason is that when you have sufficient parks in the cities, you're gonna have a better quality of air because all those leaves, plants, trees in the parks could produce oxygen and consume the carbon dioxide. This definitely could increase the the air quality. And also, if in a city there are more greeneries, definitely it will be beneficial for your eyesight. So in a city, if you have a lot of parks and it's happened that you have the eye fatigue or eye strain, you could look forward towards those green areas. It is definitely beneficial for your eyesight as well. And also a park is like a great place to share some qualified times with your family members. I still really remember that when I was a kid, my parents always like to have a picnic in the parks. I remember that when I was a kid, I would make the beautiful garland by using those flowers, and I lie on the grass and looking at the sky. I played with my dogs in the parks. I rowed boat on a river, on a creek in the parks. I chased after the fly dragon and the butterflies in the summertime in the parks. All those qualifying times I spent with my family members, with my parents, with my grandparents were in all those beautiful parks in my hometown. So in our city, you don't have such a quiet parks or gardens where your family members could have picnics, enjoy the sceneries and or just doing some leisure activities together. You're gonna lose some important activities in your life to some extent. I also feel a little bit pity if the kids can only play around with other kids on the side of the street. This could be really dangerous. So park is quite important to raise the kids, to share some qualified times with the family members, to have some shared memory with your loved ones, and to have some great times with your pets, with your dogs. So I think park is really, really crucial in the city for our daily lives. It just adds flavor to our daily life. Thank you. Well, this is the end of my video. If you like my video, please thumb up. If you have any questions or comments, you are really welcome to leave a message. If you want to get to know more about IELTS speaking exam, please subscribe me and ring the bell. You will never miss my updates. Bye!